Hello, everybody. Welcome back after a long break. I mean, there was national team and then Thanksgiving, but we are back, ready to rock and roll with some good news. You know, we have won 3 games in a row. But first, first of all, let's welcome our usual suspects. Welcome Edo from Boston and
Okay.
Bilone in Montecito.
Hello, hello.
All right. So we come from finally 3 wins, in a row. I think it hasn't happened since the beginning of the season, probably the first 3 games, right?
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. So we started with the win in Champions League with the Bodo Glimt, like in the snow and crazy, weather condition. Then Cagliari, and then lastly yesterday with Udinese in Coppa Italia. Let's start from the end. All right, let's start from the end. Let's start with uh, Coppa Italia. Actually, let me ask you this question. I will ask Edo. All right, 3 wins in a row. All right, do we see Spalletti's hand already, or we said we played like we played the most difficult games at the beginning, the first 2 3 months. Unfortunately, Tudor was handling that. Now somehow easier games are coming. So is that the reason, or you see something different? What's going on? Is it Spalletti?
I mean, I don't know if we see it on a tactical level, but I think there is a different. Um, Let me say hi to Mario. There's a different mentality a little bit that I'm starting to see. Because I mean, we won 3 games, but they were not super clean, except for maybe the last one. Like even the Champions League game, we managed to make it very hard on ourselves a couple times, and but we, nevertheless, we found a way to win, which was really what I wanted to see. Like I'm not expecting this team to start to play like it's 1970s Brazil. Like it's not going to happen overnight, but I wanted to see a team that found a way to win the ugly games and the games that were not, going your way nicely from the first minute. Um, and I mean, even the last game, the Coppa Italia, I think the probably that's the most Spallettian game of the three. But the part that really was positive for me was, we couldn't score that second one, even though we created a lot, but still, we got that second one, but you know, we played forward for the last part of the game. It was not just like sitting back and trying to find a way to win. So that's where I see Spalletti's hands. And also on some choices, like Miretti is clearly a Spalletti guy because he was, either injured or sitting on a bench for most of the year. Now he's playing and he's playing well. So it's getting there, but probably we won't see, a full Spalletti team until Bremer comes back and maybe he can make bigger changes tactically.
Below, um, Edo mentioned, like, that we finally like won some dirty games. There are no easy games that like we found ourselves, in difficult situation, particularly like in Bodo. Do you think that was the turning point, like the Bodo Glimt game? Because I mean, we were down 1-0 at the end of the first half, and then we brought it back at the last minute. Do you think that helped, or again, it's just a combination of factors?
Combination of factor. I going back to what you asked a little before. Yeah, for sure. Tudor had a much more difficult schedule at the beginning of the year, and now there are easier game coming. So they're both true. Both way to see it are true. It's a combination of the two things. We getting better. I see that after the win in Bodo, that was important because when you arrive at a point of the season that you play 4 games in Champions League and you never win a single one, it's not going to be tough. So for sure, it was important. Even Spalletti told that he was happy to see people relax in the locker room and see their face relax, able to look up. Just try to think how much they were down before. If you see that in the press conference, people were like in a locker room like this, looking down most of the time, probably. So that tells you, like, as a mood, that was very bad, and it's important. It's important. You have to start winning first of all, and getting prettier. It comes with that because you start to be a little more positive. If every time you take a shot, you think it's gonna go out, man, you're gonna score any shot. So it's also the mental aspect of being a player. Winning help you because you are less worried about the outcome, because you can see that is happening. We have 3 wins in a row, and now you play against a real team that
now we're gonna see the test.
Yeah.
So were they convincing wins for you? Were they convincing
wins?
Like meaning like, okay, I see the team.
No, I see
being there.
them getting better. Yeah, but I already told that from the derby. I see them getting better, but if you're getting better and you don't win, you're not arriving at the point you want to be. Right now, with the 3 wins, you have to keep the momentum. For Napoli, there's gonna be a big test, that one. So,
Yeah, because now, let me pull something up for you. Now we're gonna have like the real tests, right? Now we're gonna have the real test for Spalletti. I have to say. I mean, the team already has been tested. Now it's the real test for Spalletti. Here we go. So now, if you look at December, we have Napoli, Bologna, and Roma one after another, and these are like all 3 teams that are like above us. And I mean, Bologna lost, badly last game, but overall they've been playing well everywhere. So, Ed, of these 3 games, is there anyone that worries you the most?
I mean, pick your poison, but I don't know. I never like to play at Bologna. Like, it's one of those games that even our best teams, like, they struggle. It's a tough environment. I don't know why, but they don't like even their fans are pretty nasty towards Juve, like more than the average.
I mean, that's no news.
They are at par with the Fiorentina fans, I think, with us.
Yeah, I mean, I remember it's one of those, like, they still have the bring up the Pesotto thing like over and over again after 20 years or something. It's very bad. Like, I don't like that environment. And Bologna is playing well. Like, of course, going at Napoli against Conte is whatever. Like, everybody knows it's going to be tough. Roma, you're at home maybe, but again, Gasperini has them running like crazy. There's a couple of good guys on that team. But really, the Bologna game away, I think I don't know. I see it as a very challenging one.
I mean,
so yeah. I'll take
the first one is Napoli, below. First one is Napoli, right? And on top of already the challenges that come with that game, because as we can see, like, we're like 5 points away. They're in first place. This could make or break our situation quickly, There is also the Spalletti situation with Napoli, So we're going to face that too. You think that it's going to somehow impact the game, or it's gonna go how it's gonna go?
No, I don't think. No, the part. No, I don't think him coming back in Naples is gonna make him like more emotional, and so we're gonna perform in a different way. No, I don't think about that. I think it's more about the fact that the Napoli's been already playing together for over a year, and they know the system, they know what Conte wants, and we are beginning a new beginning again with another coach. And I think we're gonna start to see Spalletti's team in a few weeks. Like you said Bremer. Yeah, there could be a moment where we're gonna start to play with the four back all the way, and I think at some point Juve is gonna start playing 4-3-3. So that is gonna be where we're gonna be if injuries not keep happening like in the last two games. So
Would you walk away? Would you sign for a draw with Napoli?
0-0, yes.
What about 5-5 and like 1 point? Would you walk
No,
out?
I don't concede any goals. Yeah, for sure.
Like, would you be okay with walking away with 1
yes,
point?
100%.
Edo.
100%.
Yeah, for sure. I just don't want to, because if you look at the standings, like there's sort of like this top group, and then we're the last team of the top group, and then there's a big break, and then everyone else. I just don't want to fall, with the second group and start, dropping 7, 8, 9 points. Behind.
And it could happen. It could happen. I mean, with the tie, we'll go to 24, and then you don't know what's going on with the one above us. I mean, and Lazio could come close. It's a delicate game. I mean, I think that one, it's actually of the three the most delicate because it's going to set the tone for the other two.
Yeah, you win, you go in the next two with a completely different scenario. Like, and then you said it's December, it's like 3 tough games, and you have Pisa, I think. Of course, just going off a tangent here, imagine you have, I don't know, maybe 7 points out of the 9 from Napoli, Bologna, and Roma.
Every time we say something like that, we do 1 point.
I remember last year. I think it was last year.
It was this time last year.
This time it was like, out of the 12 points, and then Matteo said 10.
And then, we did like 3, something like that. Do you agree with Domenico here? He says Udinese was not a test. They didn't mind to go out, but it was good for us to try, Coop and Miretti and McKennie. Do you agree it wasn't a test?
I don't think it was. It didn't look to me like they just came in and said, okay, whatever, let's make it to the 90th minute.
We went out last year against Empoli, guys, that they were playing
against the bench of Empoli.
Yes, exactly. So Udinese played the young kid as a center defender, but beside that, they were most of the key players that were playing. So I don't know.
And they're not a bad team. They're structured. They have, it's not like one of those, bottom feeder that just comes in and said, okay, whatever, you guys are going to go through.
Yeah. No. Before we move on to the next topic, let's get something, out of the way. All right. It's not an offside. It's not an offside. I mean, it's clear that David is like.
It's an offside. Yeah, you mean yeah.
It is an offside. So it is an offside.
Yeah.
It is clear that there is no other player keeping him on. So
it was close though.
It was close. Like a lot of them are close, but there was no, usual conspiracy or whatever it's going on with us and referees.
I thought you were about to do a lesson about geometry and angles and tell us.
Yeah. Okay, guys, below. This is a big question for you. All right. So we're coming from 3 wins, and there was one common thread in these wins. Okay, and I think it was this.
Yeah.
So, more or less, I mean, he kind of really stepped up. So is this Juve Ildiz dependent?
Yes. Yes, is the light. It's not just we are lost without his quality. He's the one he can turn it on, turn it off. The game for us at the moment. To me, for example, Conceição is too inconsistent. He's very close to be somebody who can do something good, but he doesn't do it. He never delivers it. He always make the last decision too much in a rush, or he's impulsive. He doesn't read the situation right. Spalletti has to work on him very, very, very big, because potentially he's better than Politano, for example, if we're talking about Napoli. But at the end of the thing, if you tell me like right now who can determine the game more, I say Politano, not him. So he can get better. So that is where the coach makes the difference. When you're able to touch these kind of players and improve them, and stop having irrational decision, stop to be afraid, and start to think about you have all the potential to do it. You got to do it. Ildiz, he already passed the level a long time ago. So for us, he's the only one that is sure that he's going to perform.
Edo, do you see it as a limitation of this team that we rely too much on this guy?
There's no way around it. Like, you see that the games when he's tired, the games when he's not quite there, we're not the same team. I mean, if you take the Bodo Glimt game, it was night and day. Like, it was that much of a difference. And I was hoping maybe he could get some rest in Coppa Italia, because he's been playing. I think him and Kalulu played pretty much every single minute.
I think Kalulu has played all of them.
And I was hoping for both of them maybe to get a breather in Coppa Italia, but it didn't happen. And I mean, probably because, Spalletti didn't want to risk, ruining the sort of like a little bit of momentum we're building. But still, at some point, this guy needs a rest, because he's...
So who is his natural substitute? Like, who do we have then?
It's a good question.
I don't think we have anybody. We have to change the way we play if we don't play with him. You play with Openda.
Do you think Openda can be...
You play Openda, David, you play with a different way. One, Openda is a little more like as a striker that runs deep as Vlahovic was. We have to say that Vlahovic was right now. we grab out.
We'll get there.
Him out for 4 months at least. And David probably can play the ball a little more. So this is the solution we have at the moment. So,
but then, like, if you play, our two strikers together, then you have no subs essentially, because
right.
Yeah,
so
it would be
one
the scenario
down.
that you want to rest Ildiz. You have them inside, and you have Ildiz in the bench. It's the only thing I can see right now. I don't see other thing around it. I rather play with two striker anyway. So
you're saying that Milik isn't coming back?
I mean, that's a mystery, guys. Like, I understand the injured and everything, but there must be much more to it than just like, I mean, he's doing drugs, or I don't know, he's selling his body, something.
Comolli said that there was something pretty serious.
Of course, I mean, it can be something trivial. I mean, he's been.
No, I think it's physical. No, I think honestly, his knees are done. That's it. I don't think there is anything else around it. And he doesn't want to retire. He wants to still get the money, so he's still there. That's it.
Must be nice being him. Yeah. So it looks like Spalletti somehow. I mean, I feel this started with Tudor last year. Pretty much once Motta was out of the way, we started seeing Ildiz blossoming. So it started last year around March. it kept going that way through the World Cup, Then I had again like kind of a slow start this season, and now Spalletti comes in and Ildiz again like exploding. So on one end we have Spalletti like being able to take the best out of this player, On the other end, we now are saying that we're kind of, depending on him, and if he's not playing, like we've seen these other games, without him, we were struggling. So you guys don't think like one between Zegrova or Conceição could play on that side if needed?
On the left?
I mean, we really...
I never saw them. I never saw them playing at the side, so I don't know.
Miretti?
As far
there?
as I can see, Miretti as a midfielder, yes, but not there.
Adzic? Dude, we gotta have somebody who can have this guy rest.
I told you. To me, we would play in a different way if he's not playing. So you have to find a different solution. He's not playing the same way without him.
Okay.
Anybody.
So we're finding ourselves like we're in December. Okay, it looks like we're somehow back on track, meaning the situation is somehow under control at the moment. All right, Serie A, it's there. It hasn't completely like slipped away. Okay, and the next 3 games I think are gonna say everything about where we're gonna end up. And it might be too soon, but the next 3 games might say a lot. So Serie A is still there. Coppa Italia, we moved on, and we are to the next stage. And in Champions League, we'll talk about Champions League at the end. We brought it back. Now, I want to quickly like touch again, Coppa Italia, because I personally feel that is the only tournament that we could actually win again this year. Particularly looking again at the schedule, it's very favorable to us because literally all the strongest teams are on the other side. Inter moved on, won 5-1. Roma, Fiorentina, and Napoli, they're all there. So on this side, I mean, I think it's doable, definitely doable. At least beating Atalanta and making it to the semi. So do you guys agree that at least we should try to win this? At least this should be our main goal, or not? Or we should just focus on 4th spot? I just don't know what this team can actually achieve.
But it's good. When is going to be the game against Atalanta? It's going to be like in February or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have time to think about it. So right now we gotta focus on each game. So like we gotta get better. To me, it's just to put the idea that we have to follow our coach and start to play in a different way. And doing that, we have to learn how to improve a lot of players. It is what it is. And hopefully stop the injuries, because 2 big injuries in 2 games are pretty big to me. So
on that note, then, since you're mentioning it, we're gonna get into the thick of the season, right? Without this guy. Mm-hmm. All right. Do you think is that big of a loss, like a lot of people are saying, or in the big scheme of things, considering how, again, he's been performing since he started playing from the beginning? Because the beginning of the season, it was like subbing in, boom, making a difference. Started playing from the beginning, I think it reversed back to somewhat the Vlahovic we knew. So is it a big loss or not, considering we have David and Openda?
No, I don't.
You don't?
I mean, in a way, I think it is, because just for like purely as a physical, from a physical standpoint, he's our only striker built that way, right? Openda and David have different pros and cons. Like they're shorter guys, quicker. Maybe they play more with the team, but if there is a game where we need, somebody up top that somehow controls the balls, let us breathe, let us move up on the field, we're not going to have that for. I mean, I'm seeing stuff that it's about like 4 months. So he's.
Don't you think David does that though? Because I feel that David
in a very
defends the
different,
ball very well.
way. It's a different way to me. It's more like he passes it better. Like he's more, he plays more with the team. But you cannot ask David to go up and fight against whatever center back that the Bastoni, the big guys back then. Like he doesn't have the body to do that. Yeah, that kind of like Dusan is a big guy. Like he's a big dude. Maybe he's not as tough as he should be given the body he has, but that's going to be a problem if we end up in one of those situations. So it's going to be on us to just not ask David to make that sort of play, or use him in a different way that it's more suited to his style. But I'm also like concerned because you have 4 months. They're saying he's getting surgery tomorrow in London, I think. Then of course that big of a break when you come back. Oh God, like whatever happens, muscle injuries, and then it's not like 4 months and then he's gonna go back to top shape. I'm afraid we might not even see him fully back.
I think his season is over.
There is a good chance.
There is the World Cup. There is the World Cup. Let's not forget.
Also, like the contract is over, so you don't want to maybe rush him back and then get a second injury. Then what do you do? Like the contract is over. Nobody's gonna. Even if you want to re-sign him, I don't know, sell him. Like you don't want to deal with a player that's completely injured in that process. So it's a problem.
I see it as an opportunity, a double opportunity. So last year we literally played just with them, right? This year, fortunately, we have Jonathan, David, and Openda, right? So we're kind of covered. It's not that now we're like, oh, we're short. We have these two, so we're good. I see it as an opportunity because it's finally an opportunity for the new ones to play and shine. Because we've seen a little bit of what they can do, particularly Openda, but now they will have more playing time. They have to. Spalletti is only these two. Now we need to have David and Openda both play. So I think it's an opportunity for us to see what the investment they made will do. And I think it's an opportunity for Vlahovic renewal. Because now he's losing
leverage.
Power. Yeah, leverage. Because nobody in January now is going to come and knock on the door and offer him 10 million. Don't even know when he's going to come back. So we gained time and we gained contractual power, I think, if they want to renew it, which I will still do at the end of the season, but like at a 5 million, that was his, it's still 25. I mean, he's going to recover. It's not a knee injury where it's like, it's a muscle injury, and I think it's a muscle injury, right?
Tendon and muscle.
Yeah,
tendon.
It's up where the tendon meets the muscle. I think that's the big problem because that's where you have to do surgery because otherwise I think you could have.
Would you renew him, Bilo? Would you renew him?
Yeah. I will renew it, but now like you said, you have more power. You have the power to renew at your terms and not it is. I would not fight with another club to keep him. But if we reach the right deal around the same amount of money David is making, I will sign him, yeah. Because no matter whatever we're going to sign the next year is going to cost you at least 40 million a striker of this like body type. So, we've been talking about the midfield for so long. And all our effort next season, it should be to put money for the midfield.
Oh, for sure. That's for
So-
sure. You know, there is a question in the chat that brings me to our natural next topic, which will be this
At
dude.
that time, or
So our dear Ferluccione asks
Who is this guy?
sarcastically.
it
asks,
reminds me of someone. I don't know.
yeah.
2053? Wow. He's already in the future.
So do you guys like think that he is enough for what expects us? I mean, now we have these 3 crazy games, and then we're gonna go into January with even more important.
I think it's like you said before, an opportunity for him right now. Yeah, you were like the second choices basically, and now the main striker is out, so you gotta show why we went after you and give you 6 million a year. It's up to you, my friend.
Edo.
Sure, you can score.
I liked him against Udinese. I think he played a really good game, probably his best. I mean, he was very, very active, which is, the one thing that really bothered me in the past was that sometimes he would just, come into the game and look a little, slow and not really involved in the action. But he played well. He was very active. I mean, the first goal is, if he doesn't make that movement, the defender is not going to score an own goal. So, and
Yeah.
then, that the one that was disallowed was a
No, I really like on the goal there, the one you're talking about, what he did with McKennie. That he told
Smart.
him, go
Smart.
there, I waited for the ball inside.
because I'm offside and I cannot touch it
McKennie
now.
lifted his head, so it was perfect. It was like ABC of soccer that score. So yeah, I love it.
So Domenico here says that without Vlahovic, actually, we'll see a much faster, pace for the game, like with balls moving faster. Because I mean, David, it's what he's good at, having the team move forward fast and distributing balls around, So
Yeah, just don't kick the ball, in the air like you call it the campanile, and then hope for something to happen, because he's not gonna win that ball. But
No.
and Opinda's the same. Like, he's very quick. So
yeah,
those are your 2 guys. You have to play on the ground, quick passes, just exploit all the depth of the field, and make your opponent run after you. That's the only way you can play with these guys.
that's why in a way I still think that Openda could be like the one, giving a breather to Yildiz, because he has like fast feet, and he can play in that role. At the beginning, I thought they actually got him to actually play in that role, as a striker, but it looks like he might be more efficient as a striker.
I think if he has a lot of space, he can play like that in Serie A with the defense waiting you at the end of the pitch. I don't think he's the kind of player that he can dribble out on nowhere like Yildiz does or stuff like that. So when he plays maybe Champions League, he can play like there. But when you play against Pisa or this kind of games, I don't think so.
What do you guys think about this? McKennie falso 9.
I mean, McKennie can do everything.
McKennie can do everything. I see him better like in a 4-2-3 on the right side instead of Cosisao.
Okay. So you would have him played there.
Yeah, I play a little bit there like against Udinese.
I don't know. I'm actually like my concern is another one, which brings me to one more topic. It's actually, as always, the defense, because we're squeezing the crap out of Kalulu, literally, and God forbid something happens to him. Like, I don't know what we're gonna do. That's where, like, I wish, like, maybe McKennie would play more there, or thank God now we have Kopp Miners that somehow is managing, because now we have this other problem, that it's not a small one, actually. I think everybody's just kind of like, oh, okay, it's just a month and he's been on the bench, but this is the month where we needed to have some players rest a little, play maybe only 70 minutes, 60 minutes, and now they have to play all. Kalulu, Kelly, Kopp Miners,
and Bremer coming back.
Bremer coming back, but I don't know if he's gonna come in.
When is Rugani coming back? Because I think he's also out.
We have that one out too.
No, we're very short right now. We
have three. We have only three.
Yeah.
We literally. Huh?
If you play with a back three, you should have like 6 center backs.
Yeah, right. We have only 3. That's it. So literally. So speaking of McKennie, can he play like in the back with 3 defenders?
As a right back, yes.
No, I know as a right back, even if as a left back, we've seen him. But at that point, I think if something happens, he needs to switch to
super emergency. Yes, because he did that, if I'm not wrong, when he was a Schalke at 0-4 for a second. So he can do it. But McKennie can play any position almost, man, for real. It's one of those jolly that this is why everybody at the end of the thing, you never know if he's gonna stay with us another year. But when the new coach comes, it's like, no, give me McKennie. Keep it with me. He can solve me so many problems. So.
I mean, here we're talking about, like, in the defense line, Kopp Miners, McKennie, and I don't know who. Our mids.
And Kelly, who turned out to be a decent player, because
yeah. Jesus. Yeah, I know. The silver lining, I think, comes from finally, we're seeing some good stuff, I think, coming from this play.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I think that's really good news in a department where we've been lacking everything. Everything. I mean, so the question is he our future, or it's just like we've been so bad that now we'll take anything?
Guido.
Okay, agreeing on the fact that we're not coming from the greatest era ever for a midfield. So
we've been sucking for 5 years, I think.
Like, the baseline is really base. Like, I don't know if he's our future, but for sure it just gives a completely different twist to the whole midfield. I was thinking about this today. Like, he's the only player we have in our midfield that it's sort of like fast thinking and also fast moving. Because Locatelli, of course, you guys, I like that guy, but whatever. But he's not fast thinking and not fast moving. Thuram is sort of like monodimensional, but I don't think he's
power. Thuram is more like power through it.
Yeah, if you think of moving Kopp like in the midfield, also not super fast thinking and super not fast moving. So he's the only guy that it's just a different mold. He can get the ball facing away from the goal and just turn around in a second and play the ball to the other players. So if he's able to just grow consistently and play at that level for a while, I mean, he is gonna give Spalletti so many options in the midfield. But then again, we've seen him do good games and then sort of like disappear. So I don't want to jinx it and say, oh, he's gonna be the next Marchisio, and then of course he's not going to play a game until June. So,
Bilo, what do you think?
Marchisio, no, unfortunately, no. is right now is good for us. I don't know if it's the future for us, but right now it's very good for us. It's very refreshing. Positive players after the Spalletti arrive could minus a lot, for example, and Miretti, he totally came back out of nowhere basically. So those are great players that we can add to our team for the moment because we need it. Another player that we didn't talk about that I saw at the end of the game in Udinese, João Mario.
I was going to. It was on my list.
I was surprised that we didn't play at all for so long because, for what I see, he has the last pass. He's a player that
and he's fast actually in his feet. In the last third.
Sure, I hope that he trains well and he put the effort during the week because otherwise I don't see what the other explanation would be why he doesn't play. For sure, he has like some problem defending, but I think it's going to be very helpful for us having somebody like him to add in the roster. And I see him, he should play 15-20 minutes at least sometime. So,
but
hopefully.
What? So, who would you? The problem with João Mario is like I don't know which Spalletti where he would play. You know, that's the thing because can he play on the left? Because it really plays on the right, and there is McKennie can play there. There is Cambiaso that can play there, which I wanted to talk about. I mean, I think we have a Cambiaso problem because Cambiaso now is gone through every sort of coach that we could have had, and it keeps on like just being average. I don't know what's going on with this guy, like, but
I seem a little better than the beginning of the season, honestly.
Sure, you know, a little better, but it's not what we need. You know, it's not what we need. So should we put him like on the bench for a little bit and have this guy play on the right instead for a little bit? Because that's the only solution I can see for João Mario.
In general, the rotation for me are good. If the level of the players is similar, it's good to have rotation. If you're not doing that, normally means that the one that is contending the spot for the other one is not at the same level. So I'm afraid that probably in training session is not even close to Cambiaso. So this is the problem.
So I think somebody asked Spalletti about João Mario in one of the press conferences. I don't know if it's the one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
Before,
like recently, because I like this week or last week, and like even like usually he goes on this 15-minute answers about every single player, you know, what he can do, what he cannot do, but you know when they asked him about João Mario, he was a little vague. So I don't know if he's still trying to, I don't know, understand the player and think of like where he could fit, but. Mm-hmm. The tone of the answer was very different. So
don't you think that wasn't this like the first game he played since Spalletti's arrived?
Yeah, I think so.
Unless he's not physically.
Even with Tudor, he didn't play much at all.
I played more with Tudor.
He played more with Tudor for sure.
He played a little more.
He played, but with Spalletti, probably I think probably was the first minutes. Yeah, I guess we did.
It's weird because the guy runs well, the guy passes the ball well. Yeah, defensively he's a little bit of a liability, but I mean it's not like our teams is made of.
I don't know. We have to see. Now is the moment you're gonna have a couple of games one after the other, and you can see some rotation. So we're gonna see if Champions League, if Paphos, is the next week.
Yeah, so, I want to hear from you from one more player that I think he could make a difference eventually,
Mhm.
You know, I mean, we've seen very little of this guy, you know, but it looks like he's so skilled. You know,
Yeah.
it looks like he's so skilled. Do you think he's better than Conceição? He is? Really?
Yeah. Yeah, no.
So,
For me, right now, it's more a player. It gives me the idea that you don't take the ball away from him. Versus Conceição, you give him a little shoulder, he's gonna finish in the bench. So no, I don't know. Yes, something. Yes, something like futsal players or like classical number 10 you used to be able to see early in the 90s. But yeah, Spalletti told him like he doesn't come back. So he's a player that he played those 20 meters.
Like
No.
one of our Alessandro, one of our members here in Boston, made a good comparison, which I thought was spot on. It was like that guy reminds me of Douglas Costa because it's the same physically
Weak feet.
fragile because he's like clearly not the most robust human being on the planet, but he has that quick, like, you know, just game-changing quality in the short game that I don't think we have. Because, you know, Conceição is a little more, you know, using his speed as a big strength, like when he's attacking the opponent. This guy is dribbling standing still. Like he's not
Yeah.
moving and nobody's
Yeah,
able to catch him.
Yeah, he hides the ball wherever he wants. So yeah, no, it's a
But-
very exciting player to see.
But let me say, everybody, like, I mean, I don't know, a lot of people are giving a hard time to Conceição, but Conceição, every time he plays, he ends in the goal, like, every play. Like, he literally brings the ball forward in the goal every time he touches the ball. It might be predictable, it might be whatever it is, but damn, he always brings the ball there. He's quick, but, like, I've seen him lose the ball, like, 3 times out of 4, though. Then yes, he does every now and then things like we saw. What was yesterday with Udinese? Like he dribbled 3. I don't know how he did. You know, it was crazy. So I don't know. I mean, for the type of attackers we have, I think Conceição might still be better. But I'm curious to see this guy. You know, we have seen so little that I don't know.
No, he's a 30-minute player. Yeah.
Yeah, here Domenico says
he's
he's
the game. Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
4-3-3, which we're not doing right now.
But a little bit of Udinese, a little bit.
But I'm curious to know if it's like, because even Spalletti in the press conference said he's like, you know, that sort of, as you said, like a 30-minute player. I mean, I don't know if it's just because he's coming back from a long injury and he hasn't played a ton recently. But I mean, a guy with that much quality in a season when you play so many games, like if he's fit, I'd love to see more than 30 minutes out of that guy every game.
No, sure, right,
Like,
right.
You know, it's of course, you know, maybe he tries too much and then loses the ball and whatever, and he doesn't defend as well as other players. But he's one of those, you know, cult players, like, you know, sort of like you feel.
Did you say cult player?
Yeah. Like, you know, you fall in love with a guy like that because he does that little trick that you haven't seen in 10 years on this team, and it's like, okay, I want to see more of this guy. But then, yeah, I mean, he hasn't played a ton. He came back from a long injury. When we bought him, I don't know how he passed the physicals because clearly he wasn't.
Yeah,
100%.
they must have known. I mean, that's
Yeah,
why
of course,
The
but-
price was low. The price
Yeah.
was low. I think what we paid a lot, actually, too much was Openda,
What is it, like 40?
50.
Oh, bloody hell.
Well, it's on loan this year, and then next year is gonna be 50.
Yeah, we just have to not get relegated.
for him
like-
to make it like an obligation to buy.
Let's try to avoid that. Yeah.
Hopefully, we will make that one. Okay, last
That's a
thing.
lot of money. Jeez.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one last thing, which is, one of the most important things at this point.
Maybe I should change my nickname. Like Edon Matza.
All right. So, Champions League. So we have, sorry, it's a little small, but we have one more game in December against, what's the name? Paphos. Mm-hmm. And then we have, where are they? They're not here. Oh, here, they're here. Then there is at the end of January, Benfica at home and Monaco away. So, given that this is where we stand at the moment, all right? Given that this is where we stand, and Paphos is right there with us, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Paphos is right there with us. I think that the next game in December is actually the most important of the three. Meaning, you gotta win the one in December. And then you can manage, I think, to tie the other two, and you're good to go. What do you think, Billo?
Wow, we have 2 Edos.
Yeah, I see that.
Wow, we cloned Edo.
There.
No, there. I think right now we can do 2 wins out of these 3. Yeah.
Paphos and...
Let
me bring it up again.
I see what Benfica, why not? But probably easier, probably Monaco.
Easier Monaco away?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd say let's win the next 2 and let's put this thing
on. Oh, definitely.
No,
I love like Pueblo. They always Pueblo Juve. They always put like the percentage of passing it around after each time. And right now we are in a good spot after the win at Bodo. So I get another win. I want to make to see the 100% next to it. That would be nice.
Hey, Mario here says, can we be moved? Mourinho. I forgot that the guy was back in Benfica.
I don't see why not. Benfica is struggling all year, so I don't see why not. Depends. It's all about to us, honestly.
It would be crazy that he would manage to get 2 teams out of Champions League this year. Mm-hmm. That would be like, after Fenerbahce. Okay, so before we close, let's sum it up. We need to win next 2 in Champions, we're good. We moved to Coppa Italia, and we need to do what? Let's say, let's see what it is here. 6 points out of 9 between Napoli, Bologna, and Roma. I take Napoli and Roma. We can deal with Bologna later. What do you think? 5 points out of 9?
I want 7. I said 7.
7. So which are the 2 wins?
I think we can win in Bologna and Roma. I agree.
We can win in Bologna and against Roma at home.
Yeah.
So we tie next one and win next 2. Okay. Well, on that note, give me your predictions for next one.
Napoli 0-0. 0-0. I told you before.
Billo 0-0. Edu.
And hopefully we didn't allow any corner kick because I think on average they are 10 centimeters taller than us.
I would put Jonathan David on Luca, which is like
1-1.
Yeah.
Okay. No, 0-0 Billo, I think.
Oh, 0-0 too? You too?
No, I have 1-1.
1-1. Billo 0-0. You 1-1. And I say that we bring it at home in Napoli. 0-1. 0-1. And there is one last question from Mimo. I'd like to know if there is a hope to get a new player soon. Everybody would like to know, Mimo. Let's start with the injured one first. Like, let's bring Bremer home. What do you say, Edo?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how Bremer is, how confident they are that he's going to be, fully in the rotation. Otherwise, I think you might need some sort of emergency defender back in January or something.
Weren't we in the same position last year in January? We needed
an
emergency defender again.
Hey, we got Kelly. And
the mustache guy.
Yeah.
Porno Buffo. What's his name?
The guy who scored against us, by the way. Otherwise, we'd be already through in Champions League. What's his name?
What was his name? Vega.
Renatone Vega, yeah. No, probably, but like every season, I think in January we also always get a couple of players. Isn't it? Our average?
Wally said that we're not going to do that before everybody got injured. He was saying like,
no. I think at the end of the thing, he always end up to having like probably last day and stuff like that, some deals, but probably a midfielder and a defender. I think so. I don't think any striker.
No. Strike. I mean, I don't think we have two, and we have all this Groba, Conceição. I don't.
And plus, you might have like some player that want to go out. Like for example, Azic maybe want to go and start playing, or maybe same thing for Joe Mario. You have kind of situations. So
there is the World Cup. Well, let's not forget the World Cup. A lot of the times determines the January market with people going to play somewhere else.
Yeah, they want to go play. So yeah,
they want to go play.
So we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Who's gonna say who's gonna go?
We're at the end of it. Edo, are you guys having a watch party?
Of course, Sunday? We have our watch party here in Boston in the Financial District at the Elephant and Castle. 2:45 p.m. kickoff. I want to see a big crowd.
And we're gonna have one too. I am sharing too many things, so I need to remove one. So on Sunday, we're going to have a watch party ourselves. Usual spot. The Catanfiro.
I like the Napoli there with what is it like?
Is that the new logo?
Yeah, it's part of the logo.
It's part of the logo. I love it.
Yeah, it's part of the logo.
New rebranding for Naples.
It comes. Every now and then you need to do it. So so watch party for us, guys. Show up.
You could do it brown for Conte, or you could do it blonde for Nino D'Angelo.
I mean, it's the same. Like
the same haircut.
So, all right, guys. Thank you all. Like always, fun.
And for who is too young, go look who is Nino D'Angelo and find out.
No, don't. Don't do that to yourself.
There are a couple of great movies.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay.
Right.
Well, thank you all. We're gonna be back next Wednesday, same time, same place, 5:30 p.m. Forza Juve fino alla fine.
Fino alla fine.
Bye, guys.